This is Andy, who's working for the Invisibles for Guardians Help. So over to you, Andy, and you can tell us a little bit about what Guardians Help is and how it works. The Invisibles were watching me as I was coming up with the idea for Guardians Help, and exactly how it would work is going to be explained to you very quickly now. What is Guardians Help? Guardians Help first is like a portal for ex-military men and women who have left the forces and returning to civilian life. Many find it very difficult, so this is like a portal back into society and a way in which we can help without being sort of patronising. It's charity, or and respecting them for who they are, guardians. So a quick background: I was living on the streets. I was homeless. Can't be bothered to get into all of that. But when I was there, I met too many people who were actually in the same plight as me. And I was quite surprised at the numbers that were ex-service men and women, people that have served this country, done 7 or 8 terms overseas in hell pots, fighting to keep our sovereignty, to keep our ability to be at peace and live our lives normally without fear. Many of those have been institutionalized because in the army you get up, you do it, you know what you're doing. To come back into society and to come back into civilian life is quite a jolt. It's quite a different way of life, and lots of people that you're surrounded with in civilian life have no idea what you've been through as somebody who's been on the front line in a war zone. And many of these guys can't relate to civilian life, and civilians can't relate to them. So you have this paradox in a way, and the unnerving reality of life is the fact that they've done so much for us, and then we're really basically, through no fault of our own in many ways, we're letting them down. Many have come back with severe PTSD, many have come back into families and family life which they don't understand, and they're not surrounded by people that truly understand what they've been through. And so Guardians Help is going to be a way in which we can help these men and women, and at the same time build communities. And I suppose I just explain how's that going to happen. It's called Guardians Help because we're actually helping the guardians. Now that is what we collectively call the men and women who have served in forces and services around the world for different countries and people to protect us, to protect people where they're serving, to look after people. And they were the guardians. They stood on walls. And we call them guardians because after being with many of them, I find that they hate the name heroes. They don't want to be called heroes. They were doing a job that they loved. In all honesty, it was something they really enjoyed doing. And when it comes to an end, it comes to an end, and you have to see what you're going to do with the rest of your life. So collectively, we call them the guardians. So Guardians Help is obviously helping guardians. Now it's getting the people to help the guardians. And there are many ways in which we're going to do this, but that's why it's Guardians Help. It's not charity. It's going to be setting up in businesses and things, which we'll explain now. And it's a really simplistic way for us to not only help these men and women, but to help ourselves in many ways. Because post-COVID, we're going to need an army of hope. And that is what the Guardians are. So, Guardians Help is a way in which the people, general public like you and I, we help guardians. Now what we do is we're going to be at Guardians Help putting on phenomenal events. We're going to do a fashion line. We're going to be doing fun runs. We're going to be doing projects within your community that you can be involved in. But at the same time, it's always helping somebody that you may never meet. And so the guardians are going to be given businesses. We're going to set them up in a regiment. They're going to become, as we said, the army of hope. These businesses will then employ the people that are actually supporting them. Yeah, so you support the guardians. We use that money to give them businesses, and those businesses then support you. Yeah, we can help you. So the idea is that this small army of hope starts all these businesses, loads of different businesses. You can look on the website that we're building with all the different types of projects we want to do, and they're all community based. They're all about saving our communities, being inclusive of all, and saving the planet a little bit, and all the species and other wonderful, wonderful inhabitants we share this wonderful planet with. But we're going to help rebuild communities. So the businesses from Guardians Help are set up, and Guardians are then put in to help run them. They can be self-employed, there can be loads of different ideas. But post-COVID, I think we're all realising that there's going to be a desperate need for jobs. There's a desperate need for keeping people together. Lots of people are buying stuff online, which we're also going to do. We're going to sell you stuff online, our fashion line. But we're also going to open up some shops in which you can go to keep the communities alive, places to go. And there's other ways in which you can be a part of being a guardian yourself. If you want to get in touch with us, you are a possible guardian. If you want to get in touch with us because you want to help or you want to work for Guardians, just let us know that you like the idea. There's obviously ways to subscribe to this little YouTube link. But on the whole, I just want you all to become involved. The more of us involved, the bigger the army of hope, the bigger the prospects of what we can achieve can be achieved. And it's really simplistic in many, many ways. And we're also set up, so it's not just the people. We're looking at big businesses, large corporations who have large shops, and they desperately also need our custom. So we want to work with them with ambassador partnerships. The people have a way for them to become an ambassador, and the businesses also become an ambassador, and we link you together so that ambassador partnerships are formed. Now, for big businesses, think, oh, what's it going to cost us? Loads of money. No, it's not actually going to cost you a great deal in any way, shape or form. And it's going to utilise something you're already doing to help promote yourselves. And this is a really positive way to promote yourselves. For the people that support and get involved as ambassadors, they get back far more than what they put in. And that is also what's really, really important to us at Guardians Help. And so if you're a big business and you want to know how to get more people through your doors, get greater goodwill, and be actually doing something to help communities, and help people all around the world, because there's projects literally all around the world that can be helped through Guardians Help and the Army of Hope. So please do get in touch. You can go to hello@guardianshelp.com and just email us and we'll get back to you ASAP. Alrighty, so I think let's just go for a quick recap, shall we? Guardians help the Guardians, okay? And with the money that the Guardians Help gets, goes to help the Guardians. These Guardians are then given businesses from which to run, which then support the people that will be giving to Guardians Help in many cases, but also create jobs and new securities and build communities. These communities are then set within larger societies, which then bigger corporations can become involved with, help support our network of businesses. They're fun, they're easy, sustainable. And then the Guardians and the people, they build communities with the help of some corporates, whoever wants to get involved, without worrying about they're going to lose millions from it. It's going to hurt them financially. It's not. It's going to help everybody. And then these communities, they support everybody. They're inclusive of all. We have items and projects we want to set up for youth clubs all the way through to elderly community centres, and then mix the two. We've got radio stations, we're going to have film, TV outlets, we're going to have an endangered species centre, we're going to have fashion designers, we're going to have our own fashion line, Guardians Help Fashion Line, which is going to be the launch pin for the whole of the fashions, for the whole of Guardians Help, as you say. The charity Struts is going to put on this enormous event, of which we hope you're going to subscribe, you can find out. And again, you'll be able to help a community that you may never meet, but you know you want to say thank you to. Because the main beneficiary of many of the concerts is going to be the frontline workers at doctors, hospitals, nurses, ancillary workers from the NHS in the UK, to all the hospitals in the country where you live. So, and also we want to help all life forms on this planet. And we want to make a sustainable planet, in the sense that we want to, through the Army of Hope, help build a planet with the youth of today, where they'll be taking over Guardian's Help. They will be the ones to then take it to the next chapter with their STEM classes, with their projects on how we can do better and how they can do better to help their generations that are following, the kids that they'll have. So it's always forward thinking and sustainable. We feel we have a duty to start looking at all sustainable ways in which we produce everything. So large corporations you'll be supporting benefit greatly in so many ways. We have the people, obviously, who are supporting are going to benefit with the corporations greatly. So just get in touch and let us tell you how we're going to do this. So all I do is ask you to help build Guardian's Help, to help build an army of hope, which can then help build communities and support the planet and all of us where we live. It's a quite simple thing, really, but it needs all of us to sort of, well, let's not say all of us, a majority of us, to get on board and just join in the fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you at one of our events coming up post-COVID. And the first thing, as I said, will be the fashion show. So subscribe now to find out how you can get involved. And secondly, realise that that fashion show will go on to launch 1,000 projects, literally. I'll speak to you all very soon. So thank you for listening to me. I'm just Andy. I'm nobody. But together, we can all be guardians. Together, we can all rise.